I feel like we need to talk about the stress responses because so much of what we do in our life is in direct correlation to how we respond to stress. And with new awareness, we are able to be empowered to make better decisions. When we know better, we do better. So let's cover the 4 common stress responses and take note of when and where any of these might show up in your life. So the first is a common one. It's fight, but it's not always how you think it is. So typically we think, okay, when I'm stressed, I'm gonna just roar like a bear or a dragon. Also, it shows up on the quiet side, but it's judgment. You're wrong and I'm right. So we might be looking around thinking everyone else is wrong. Some of that might show up verbally. It might show up in our body, in our writing. We might just be like raging out when we're in our car with some traffic. So that is fight. Then we have flight. When conflict arises, stress is the physiological response to a perceived threat. So anything that we view as a threat, we're getting out of Dodge. We're like, whoa, no can-do'sville, let me get out of here. It also shows up in avoidance. So if we can't physically leave the scene, if we can't get out of the state, if we can't pack our car up and get out of there, we are internally checking out. We are avoiding, we are not responding to emails, we are not picking up the phone, we are not responding to text messages. We are avoiding it like the plague. So fight, flight. Then we have freeze. Freeze is just like it sounds. We are stuck in place. It can look like indecision and inaction. It can look like we can't make any kind of decision. It's paralysis analysis. We start just going over every single scenario and what if that? So we might be talking about things, but we certainly aren't moving. And then there's the 4th one, and this is the new kid on the scene. And this is one that I see time and time again with my clients. It's our good old friend Fawn. You know, like the cute little Bambi? Yes, whatever you need. I will do it. I'm here for you. Oh, forget about my needs. What do you need? So Fawn has us looking to others to fill us up. So we're saying yes, yes, yes. And then what typically happens is we get overloaded because we don't have the capacity for it. And then one of our other stress responses will blow up. As a lot of my clients are seeing, it's fight, or it might be freeze, or it might be flight. So think about what are the situations that have popped up where you have been stressed, where you've been overwhelmed and things like that. And what is your most typical response to it? Now here is the opportunity for you. When you are aware of it, you can start objectifying it. So if we see our little friend fight come up, oh, hello, Mr. Stress Response. How are you today? We can acknowledge that we're having it, and typically we're going to get a signal in our body. So it might show up as a tightening in your chest or a clenching in your shoulders or like fluttering in your stomach or some pressure in your temple. Whatever it is, that is your body's signal that you are under a stress reaction. And so when we can label it correctly as I'm having a stress response versus I hate Joe and Joe's pissing me off, and we start going through that rabbit race, we can actually get ourselves the help we need. So if we're having that stress response, we're saying, I'm having a stress response. I'm feeling a clench in my chest. What do I need? And you notice I just applied light pressure here. You can also tap, and my body just wanted to take a breath. And what that allows us to do is create space for options. And with options, we have choice. We are no longer in that immediate response of reactivity. We now can decide, do I want to say something? Do I want to do something? Do I want something else? That threat is something about our values, something that's being triggered. So we can then ask, when we've created that space, what of my values is getting activated right now? What of my values is not being honored right now? I have a lot of value around time. My time is valuable. I feel high levels of disrespect when people don't value my time. How can I value my time more? So if someone misses an appointment, someone reschedules last minute, cool. How can I honor my time more? How do I get back on track and taking care of me versus personalizing it and making it about the other person in that situation? It's never really about the other person unless they are like actively going after you. And in that case, you're like, whoa, what's going on with you? You can also use this as an opportunity to take care of yourself. What do I need for me? So first step, look at your common stress responses. Notice where it shows up in your body. Apply that light pressure. Think about what it needs in that moment. Create the space, create that action plan on how you can value yourself and honor your values more, and let it go, release it. Don't let it go and compartmentalize it, push it into the closet. Give yourself an action plan, because when you can listen to yourself, you are honoring that piece of yourself. You're building that inner trust. You're flexing your trussles. And in that, you can have more of that inner confidence, self-care, and empowerment where you're not relying on other people to fill you up. You're filling yourself up. Hope this was helpful. I'll see y'all next time.